Hello guys. Yeah, so I've renamed the series. It's no longer Drunken Sculpt because that was very quickly becoming a problem. Um, it's now basically, yeah, boring, I know. Just basically mini-series and then whatever the series is, because these projects that I'm doing for Blue Zoo at the moment are maximum 2 weeks. So I've got a week starting tomorrow to get this project finished. So I just figured, I'll do mini-series. The most I'll ever get to is 8 episodes at most, or parts. So yeah, may as well go with something that's at least traceable. I guess one of the kind of side effects of the old naming system is when I post projects, it's really hard for me to say, when time goes on, really hard for me to say when stuff was done. So this makes it a bit easier. It is boring, I know, but it kind of helps. But yeah, so in terms of where we're up to, the latest render, I believe, was this one. Yes, this is the latest render. I've got issues with it. It's definitely not perfect. It's not a million miles away. Obviously, the eyebrow's crazy. I need to split that out. But yeah, so I want to do a few things in the sculpt. He does feel really old at the moment, like just because of this this kind of crease here. So I need to get rid of that. I'm going to get the eyes into ZBrush. I should probably adjust the height of that one. But yeah, I'm going to get the eyes into ZBrush and start doing a bit more work to kind of get, get the quote-unquote final sculpt. Although this won't be actually final for a while, I think. And then I'll just kind of probably do a little bit of work on Groom to kind of make this not look awful and refine this so it's not so sketchy feeling. But yeah, and then once I've done that, I'll do some lighting. It depends how far we get in this stream. I also need to put this stream on Facebook. Give me one moment. But yeah, so let's put this up. Cool. Let's get that posted. Take it down later. But yeah, so I guess we'll just get started then. I'm just going to export the eyes, get those into Maya, get those into ZBrush even. Let's drag him over there. So let's just grab these guys. In fact, while we're at it, let's just pull him down. Cool. And let's just file, export selection. And let's just get those into exports, Maya eyes. We'll have to revisit the eyes at some point in terms of modeling, just to get a model that's actually any decent, because this is pretty bad, but we'll see how that goes. But yes, that's that done. So let's get into ZBrush and just quickly append a new subtool. Import. And let's super quickly get them painted. So let's just solo BST color fill object. Cool. And let's at least go for something that's vaguely closer. I don't need it to be perfect, I just need it to be something. And let's paint this guy white as well, actually. Color, fill object. Cool, that'll do. So, let's just fix some forms. Oh, we want Ziad. I just want this to be more low. But yeah, so basically in the ref, there is a very slight pinch in the corner, but it barely goes anywhere. So mine looks like that kid who's currently going viral for looking old. So let's just quickly fix that. And let's just aim it backwards a little bit. There we go. That'll help him feel a little bit younger. He doesn't need to feel young by any stretch, but... In what age are the guys in Ed, Edd n Eddy? Are they kids? Are they teenagers? Cool. This cheek looks like it goes on for too long as well, so let's have a go at fixing that. We're basically just de-aging him at the moment. I also need to go do a pass and find which angles are working the worst or aren't working, I guess. In fact, I should probably throw this into Critter, just to do the comparison, like, overlay thing I've been doing. Like, I'm aware the eyebrow is mental and the lines are probably not great, but we'll see kind of what I can do with that. So let's go in head ref. That's not what I want. Open. Oh, did I accidentally delete the layer? Okay, that's fine. We'll just open. Copy that layer. Paste layer. Cool. And then let's just add a new layer. Open. We'll open the latest head. Copy layer. And paste. So yeah, the mouth needs to move slightly. And that is still a bit more flowing than what I've got, isn't it? So I do need to pull that jaw in. I mean, this entire section needs to like angle outwards slightly. And the head here needs to go down a bit more. Yeah, it looks like I've got it at the front, but the side's not quite where it needs to be. Also, the shape of this eye is completely wrong. This eye is not a million miles away, just the size of the iris. And that is not too close. I mean, the mouth as well isn't quite right. Needs to pull over more. The mouth is probably the hardest bit, I feel. Anyway, let's get started on that. So I'm gonna do that jaw fix. I think that'll make the biggest difference. So there's also an argument to be made that it's too square to begin with anyway, so zoom density, let's just increase that focal shift. Nope. Cool. What was it about the... This needs to go that way slightly. Oh, I'll do the top of the head first because I think that would be the biggest impact. Just this bit here needs to be shaved down. Which I think is that bit right there. Yeah, it's that corner. So is that a... That might be a thing where we don't actually have to pull it down, we have to pull it that way. That will have the same effect from silhouette. Let's just pull this down anyway. There we go. I didn't mean to turn off symmetry for that. So that ear, let's check that. It's going to be a lot back and forth. The mouth is going to be the worst bit. So it just needs generally shrinking, like the jaw needs to come out a bit, and then the ear itself needs to kind of go smaller, I guess. So let's give that a go. So you need to go, let's decide, is it going backwards? I think it's going backwards. There we go. Because that would also make the ears smaller at the same time. And then what needs to happen to the outside? It just needs to be pulled in, doesn't it? Like, just shrank in very slightly all around. So let's just do that. Super gentle. There we go. And then I think other angles are feeling okay. Maybe pull that forward a bit. I think that's working. This isn't working for me though. That's a bit better. Is that a bit that we're seeing? Yeah, it is. We need to round that out. So the teeth need to move as well. Well, actually, how much does the mouth need to move? Let's get the mouth right first. That is the wrong window. So that corner still needs to go up a tiny, tiny bit. This entire lip thing needs to move back, and that needs to move that way. Okay, so back, that way, and up. Okay, I'm gonna put that on my other screen, it's a bit quicker for me to do it over there. Cool. So, this bit needs to go back. Something like that. And then the teeth needs to do, that needs to meet the corner. And see, the lip's not a million miles away. It's not there, but it's not far off either. So let's just pull that up that way. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare there, isn't it? What about the other one? So I know you guys can't see what I'm doing on my other screen, but I do need to kind of figure this out. So I think that's just going like that. That would have the same effect. Alright, hide critter on the other screen now. Or quickly line up the teeth actually. So this middle tooth needs to go all the way here. Yeah, it needs to line up with that. Okay. Hey, Becca. So, BMV. So, maybe it's worth going in with BMT actually. Hey Alan, how you doing, man? I think this tooth needs to be angled more outwards. Like that, so it can kind of hide the other tooth behind it. These teeth are definitely going to need to be remodeled after. Oh, they're getting a lot of volume. Super excited about today's stream. That makes one of us, pal. Nah, I'm quite enjoying this project at the moment. I do need to sculpt the teeth at some point, just to get some kind of... Like, they don't need to be pretty, they just need some kind of breakup. Like, literally just that is enough. Like, just something so the surface isn't perfectly smooth and has some kind of thing to it. This is still really low res. Like that. There we go. Let's just chip away the corner of one of these guys. I can obviously remove that if I want to. It'd be really easy to fix. There we go. Feels a bit better. So, this chin is starting to kind of get in the way a bit. Do I need to remove it? Or at least flatten it a bit. Because all these forms are trying to blend into it quite a lot. And like the ref doesn't have a chin. So there's an argument now to be made of like, keeping a chin is going to make these feel more out of place than they already are. I could do some kind of wavy forms in this. Jesus. I could do some kind of wavy forms, but it feels like it's not quite right. Something's definitely still very wrong with these forms. The creases are way too long. I definitely oversculpted those. The curve Yeti trick blew my mind the other day. That's good. Hope you found it useful in some way. I just like to experiment with shit. Like, no solution is too stupid, basically. That's kind of not my motto, because that would give it a lot more kind of grandeur than it has. I just, when I'm trying to do shit, I couldn't care less how I do it. At least on personal projects. Professionally, then yeah, I want to do things, you know, by the book as much as possible. Because by the book is predictable. And you need predictability in production, but on personal projects, like, I couldn't care less how I achieve stuff. I tend to experiment quite a lot. So I'm just trying to... Should this be flatter, like that entire area? Because it seems to come out quite a lot. Is that what the issue is? Should this entire thing be like pushed in more? Like, because that would allow these to be pulled in a bit more, right? Let's just fix the concavity that gained. That feels a bit better. I'm gaining that weird crease again though. I need to smooth that out. Oh. That feels a bit better as a 3D form. It's still a bit too concave. I'm just going to end up rebuilding the old form, aren't I? Just hollow that out. Are you planning curves there as well? Planning curves for what, sorry? Should this be pulled in? It technically shouldn't because of the pose, but at the same time you could argue that this bit would come in, that bit would come out. That, at least from this angle, feels better. Because it gives that kind of pinched in feeling. For the outlines. Yeah, I'll be doing all the outlines, all the black lines basically in the ref will be Groom in some way or another. I'm going to split the eyebrow out into its own thing though so I get full control. Because obviously like the other day was just kind of a quick test to get it working. But now I've got it working, so now it's more a case of, okay, well, how do we kind of pushes further. That's lost that. There we go. This, right, what we're doing with you. That feels better. Kind of missed the chin, but at the same time, if it's not needed. There's still a bit of a bump here, isn't there? Yeah, I think that's alright. Let's give that a test out. So I need to, first off, undo history, disable saving again. Let's get him saved. Cool. And then get him exported. Export you, and ZBrush head. Cool. And do the same with the teeth, why not? And let's just export that as high res. Cool. So let's go into the reference editor. Reload you. Reference, reload reference. This crease here should disappear. There you go. That's feeling a lot better. That angle's pretty weak, but then, you know, he's fucking 3D thing. He's gonna be weird. The noise is too much on these. Let's just replace this reference. And replace that with the high res. There we go. And that still gets the teeth material, right? Oh wait, I'm doing that. Let's check in here. No, Lambert 1, okay. Teeth mat, and then do you have the right material? You have the right material. Cool. So let's go into Yeti fur lines. Where's that twist coming from, though? Has the braid reset itself again? Why is nothing changing? Is it the curves need to be rebuilt? They're already pretty high res. So why is it braiding again? Oh, it's this bastard now. Okay. Let's just turn him off for now. Okay, oh yeah, so he's just getting line thickness, so I just turned down the wrong one. And then it's him. So I guess that needs to go higher res. And then just smaller. I guess what we can try for now as well is big boy noise. But have it only do a percentage. And do the same thing for you. Let's multiply this by length. Let's also multiply you by length. And then... okay. That's too strong. These shorter sections, I feel like I need to break these into separate curves for the ears and stuff. For now, let's quickly adjust these curves. I'm just going to hide Yeti fur lines. It doesn't really matter if they're floating or shit. Modify, set to pivot. Cool. So let's do a quick render with that. See what those changes look like. Should have saved our scene really, but oh well. A bit late now. Oh, that would help. Is that the right resolution? Feels wrong for some reason. Weird. So let's quickly decrease the thickness of these. Let's just go. There we go. just check what that does. Okay. Beautiful. So let's definitely lower that. Oh, that'd be why it wasn't working a moment ago then. Let's just multiply that length again. Shit, it's actually the opposite. Okay, so 0.5. Kind of gives it a more scribbly texture. Not that I want that. It's kind of given a really cool effect here by accident, but I don't want by accident. I want by design. Let's increase that strength back up. It's weird how there's like a tolerance, like where it doesn't do anything. Cool. So obviously the top brow, we want that to be way more subtle. So the question is, which one's it coming from? Okay, so that's the one where it's coming from. Because that's fine. It's this that isn't fine. So let's just step that down. Step it down even more. And then we've got 4 randoms, so let's just step that down even more. Getting there. You can barely keep that all in the same place, actually. It works well enough. So, next bit we need to do is get the hairs on the head, right? I mean, we can continue placing these lines around, but I think it's kind of pointless to do that yet. May as well get everything in place, because we still need to work on the clothing quite a lot as well. I mean, like this. I mean, I don't think this makes much sense in terms of these two shapes, the way those play together. They look good, but I don't think they make real-world sense in terms of how you'd actually do anything. Oh, knocked over a cook bowl. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to work quite a lot in the clothing to get it to really look the way I want it to look. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I know Jesus likes my stream. That means he might be here in silence. Hi, Jesus. Yeah, so we should get the outline around the full eyes, because I think that will do quite a lot for us. Although I do need to get the eyes in general look dev, don't I? That needs to be... oh shit. It's amazing how sensitive that camera is. Let's just kill that render. There we go. So you need to go smaller. And then the same thing kind of needs to happen over here, right? It just needs to be a bit smaller. We could apply like a mental displacement to these and see what happens. Or even just randomly fuck about with the vertices. Let's try that first. So if I go into vertex mode, select all of them, do the same for you. And then let's go into mesh. In fact, let's save first, there we go. Into mesh, then we just want to... no, it's edit mesh. Transform components, there you go. Random full. So naturally, that will make it a lot bigger. Oh, here we go again. How do I not know what the scale tool is yet? Let's just see how this looks in comparison. kinda like it. It's more interesting than the regular eyes. Maybe this one's a bit too chaotic. So let's just lower that. It's like there. Oh, what was this one set to? 5. So let's set them to be the same. Cool. So yeah, I guess now it's just a case of kind of getting those main hairs placed right. So yeah, let's place those main hairs. So I can do this using the same technique, or I can do something a little bit different, which I'm debating doing. But then it kind of locks on pipeline a bit more, so maybe not. Yeah, let's just go with the same method for now. So we need to create a little curve. For now, I'll do my little favorite thing, which is to create a box. Set its pivot to be the bottom right. Zero that out. That'll do. Modify, convert. Polygon edges to curve. Oh. Cool, so now we got a curve. So I'm just going to name these. Cool. And then let's go with this new one. Hair. CRV. Oh, I should do the same for these guys actually. Outline, CRV. Cool. We'll worry about the numbers later. I mean, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But now all we need to do is create a set for these guys. So create, set, and then name this. So Yeti, to follow the other conventions. Head, hair, and then what am I calling them? Set. Okay. Should change my conventions. Let's get that there for now. Go into our Yeti. Graph. Input guide sets. Add another guide set. And go into Yeti. And which one we're going to copy paste. Guess I'll paste this one. So where's that going? That's going to the base of both of them. Cool. Grab you. Head hair set. Beautiful. And then we just need to merge that. Hate this bug. Come on. There we go. There we go. Right, so let's just see how that single head hair looks. Obviously we'll get the width and stuff right later. I'm not really too worried about that. Beautiful. So now we just need to place those to match ref, which we can just line up perfectly. I mean, it's literally just straight lines, right? We can line them up perfectly, and I can go in and kind of flex them to be whichever direction I want them to be in. So yeah, let's do that. So hide you. When I duplicate a curve, does it go into the correct place? As in, does it go into the set? Let's go into RefCam. Is there a way to hide, like, Maya tools? Show. There we go, that's better. Does it go into the set? It does go into the set, nice. So let's just move you over to, so that's roughly where it needs to go. Let's just line that up to the head. Like that. I guess I kind of want to change the angle of this guy, so it's leaning less to the side and more forward. But that works well. I'm basically just lining these up along the top of the head. In fact, I could probably just proxy them to begin with, just to get it out a bit quicker. And then move you over there. And then he needs to be closer behind the eye, as do you actually. Change the line for that, and then do the same. Paste one more around here, and that's the what we consider the back of the head, right? And these need to be way thicker, and I also need to line them up, don't I? I never actually lined them up. Away. Same with you, same with you. Did I actually start lining them up at that point? Go you down a little bit more. Cool, so let's get that visible. And then we just need to increase the width of it a little bit. And we can do that, I think it's this one. So let's just... Stuff like that's good. Okay, do an overall save, there we go. Yeah, need to unhide that. Sorry about hitting my microphone there. So they're too thick, I feel. little bit less. There we go. I mean, we could randomize that per curve. Yeah, let's do that. Pick ID between, so we're doing 0.004, so let's go between 200 and 400. Then divide that by, what was the number that we need to go? Need to add or remove 3 zeros, which is 1,000. Does that work? No. Add another 0. Do they all have the same ID? I think they do, don't they? Let's make the range way more. Yeah, I think they're all getting the same ID. Unless it's given the actual ID per curve. Oh yeah, it would be given the ID per curve, so it doesn't make a difference. Alright, so let's just 0.04. I mean, I could probably use... Oh, I need to use parent ID. Let's undo that. What's the attribute called? Is it just parent ID? Yeah, parent ID. There we go. So let's just do another set of brackets in there. +1. There we go. That's a bit nicer. It just gets that random weight. Cool. That feels a lot nicer, like immediately. It's the really subtle stuff that people miss when they're doing random shit like this. Just having a little bit of variation between each curve is such a huge difference. Right, so next thing to do, I guess the outlines around the eyes are probably the thing that's distracting me most right now. Although technically we should do the comparison for the mouth. Well, part of me just wants to leave the model at this point and just start getting on with rendering and that sort of stuff. Like, how do we actually make this look good now? Because, you know, this is very clearly proxy as fuck. I guess I also need to tackle the clothes, like, properly, which might take some time. Especially since they need the lines as well. Like, okay, so what are we gonna do? Let's do the line around the eyes. So hide you and hide the background too. I'm going to change back to a regular grey background. Cool, so where's that curve? Yeah, that helps. There it is. That's not the curve I want. I could probably fix this one while I'm at it. So where's that curve under the eye? That is the eye curve, right? Yeah, it is. So, the line, I guess, should end out here somewhere. So I'm going to need to get up to scratch on how curves work again. just proxy it as close as we can with a few CVs. We'll need more CVs obviously, but see how far we can get without having a lot of CVs. The more CVs you have, the slower it is to control. Not in terms of actual performance, like you don't really need to worry about performance with curves like this, but more like it's harder to manipulate like, you know, really high CV curves. So let's just modify, no, curves, rebuild. Is it possible to use a sculpt brush on curves? Oh, that's high. Let's go 16. Hello. It's weird how it always does that. It's somewhere will always get fucked up. There we go. May need to separate these into their own controls as well, because the eyes are so vital to getting the character right. Okay, now let's do the same with this side. Let's join this up behind the nose. Don't you love Maya? Oh yeah. Hey, there's the dab. There it is. Okay. Where's that curve end? Jesus. Just pull everything way out. I think it would have been quicker for me if I did that first time. There we go. Because now it's easier just to pull in because we can actually see the damn thing. Okay. Let's rebuild that. So curves, rebuild, and break. Oh, I didn't break. Unpleasant surprise. Okay, so let's just bring that down there. You there. You here. I'm gonna assume this is the, yeah, there we go. Going to delete some points as I go around. So you don't need that many points. That one I guess is kind of helpful. So we do have to match this to silhouette though, don't we? So let's just do that. And we're going to have to look at this through the render cam. Which actually we can do here. So we basically want these to slice exactly through the black line in the ref. And that'll be how we keep it where we need it. They're not stupid thick. Unpleasant surprise. It's really freaking out here though. I need to rebuild that to a higher curve count, I think. Or higher CV count. Yeah, it's handling it a little bit better. Still kind of broken. That's fine, we can ignore that for a moment. Let's do the same with you. Okay, yeah, something's going on there. Let's just see how it renders for now. day where I don't forget to do that. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like what the strays are doing. I don't like that they're only on one side and not the other. I will definitely need to do like a separate groom for the eyes, which is such a weird thing to say. But that looks like it's doing alright. Something's really weird going on with this one though. Yeah, the curves are for the outlines. I'm decided to be stupid and do the curves with groom. Such a high... Oh, is it 'cause it's going too close to the mesh? Too close to the eye, even. Without the lines looks so funny. Part of me likes it without the lines because it's just kind of endearing. There's also a thing to be said about having lines that don't actually match the meshes. Makes them feel a bit more unhinged, which I kind of enjoy. Definitely too much, but it's fun. Fun is important. This is completely fucked though. Yeah, we should split the eyes into their own thing, shouldn't we? So, yeah, that's one. Eye, CRV. And where's the other one? Before or after? Eye. COE. Let's just quickly fix that name because we're not going to be adding multiple of these. One. And then these should be removed from this bottom set. There we go. And then we should add these to their own set. Create set. And then this can be Yeti to CRV. Cool. CRV. I know that will immediately break my groom, but that's fine. So let's add our other. Cool. Then get into Yeti Graph Editor. Just quickly correct this guy. Cool. And then copy paste him. And that's for our eyes. So I do need to kind of group this up to make it a little bit cleaner. Technically it should go down, but then you end up with crossing lines. So let's take it up. A bit more style to the outlines would make these look amazing if animated. What do you mean a bit more style? Do you mean like I need to spend longer kind of refining them, or? So definitely I want to step down the amount of strays. So let's. This is my stray, right? Just carve out shape just a bit. Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll be doing.
Are you leaving me?
We're all leaving.
There we go, it's getting a bit better.
You feel me when you read it.
Definitely more than that. There we go. It's getting there. I feel the lines are vaguely in the right place now. And it feels, you know, close enough in a lot of aspects. It's still not right, but it's getting closer. The nose is wrong. But honestly, I'm not really too bothered about the nose. So, what's the next thing to do? I guess just complete the outlines, right? Or do we work on the lighting and shader a little bit? Or do we start on like simple aspects of the background, like this random line, whatever that is? Like it ends at him, which is kind of strange. I did want to kind of do a fly or something in front of him. I do have a pre-made model I can reuse for that. In fact, let's bring that in and see how. I will have to do this off screen because it was I stored it with actual client work, so the fly itself isn't client work, just to clarify that. But I'm pretty sure I did it in like a client project, just to kind of play about with something. Blazoo. No, it's not in there. Where would it be? Projects. What would it be? So I rendered it in Maya. Let's try the old version of ZBrush. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, I'll have to go hunting for that at some other point. So let's play about with lighting then. Because currently we just have a sky dome. I feel like it would be good for us to turn off the sun and add our own. So let's just alt save this. So without the sun, this is how it lights. So we're just getting the ambient light. So now if we add a... well, Okay, question. Do I light with the sun, but then manually add lights to kind of help it along? I guess we'll do that for now. Okay, so... sun and sky. LGT. Cool. Then let's just create a light, a area light. We need to flatten it a little bit. Obviously it's a little bit close, but kind of want to do a disk as well. Yeah, because I need this to like really flatten out. Like it's subtle, but it needs to be right. Also, let's change the color on this guy. It needs to be darker. A little bit more saturated. And a little bit more towards yellow. Should be, let's go 80. Ooh, not that much. Oh, that's 8, okay. Maybe 78. It's not a million miles away. Still a little bit more towards yellow. Let's go 75, let's just see how... Is this actually moving? It is. It just has to go shockingly far to do anything. Like, that still looks green. Oh, because my subsurface color. Okay, I need to... Yeah, okay. I need to... Oh, shit. So let's put that back to 80. And then go into U. Change U to 80 as well. Okay, so let's go 75, or 75 in both of them. A little bit more, a little bit less even. So I think 78 was actually a good amount. And then I think it might have actually been closer when this one was 75 and the other one. There we go, that feels better. And then let's just change the values of these guys. That's kind of working. The red's not a million miles away. It needs to go a little bit more red or a little bit more towards pink maybe. And obviously his skin tone is completely wrong. Needs to be a lot more saturated. And technically brighter, but we're already getting pretty high on that brightness. Let's go 8.5. A little bit more desaturated. And in between whatever those two values were, so let's try actual numbers. 7 is too much, 6 is too little, so let's try 6.5. 6.5 feels about right. How bright that is, so let's pull that back a bit. So I don't want it to be like in his face. So we got that. Let's just slowly tweak the brightness on that. Okay, so let's try 3. And just make it slightly warmer. No outline on nose. Oh, I'm nowhere near doing all the lines yet, don't worry man. Still got a long way to go on this guy. I just want to do a little bit of lighting. This is definitely not the final render. Does this have no reflection? It has some reflection, but it's just very subtle. This is still not quite working for me. There's a shadow here that I really don't like. And this area in general is still not quite what I need it to be. I also need this line to be a bit nicer. Let's move you back over. Okay, and just grab you. Control vertex. So that helps a lot immediately. And then I guess next one. Need to hide the grimace for a moment. There we go. We need these lines to come all the way over as well. Cool. And there's one up here as well. So, let's get those visible again. That's better. So, that line that I was just working on, I should just quickly center pivot and all these. I feel like it'd be a lot easier. Modify, center pivot. You need to be a lot longer. So we need that to reach up to the top of this. And you... Let's kill the render for a moment. This is looking pretty sick. Thanks, man. Oh, Jesus. You need a bit of rebuilding. Let's rebuild this to a drastically lower CV count for a moment. Curves. Oh, we could smooth it. Fucking just mash smooth until something works. That's a bit better. That's too thick, isn't that? Right, so we've got a few more lines to place. We need to get this guy going around the whole jaw. Oh, that'd be why I didn't go around the whole jaw. He actually was, he's just buried. Where does it need to get to? It needs to get, well, it's actually ending at the right place, which is nice. Interesting idea doing lines of groom. Yeah, I'd like to experiment with shit. It's definitely not a production-friendly method. Like, unless someone made something in Houdini to kind of automatically create NURBS curves based on camera and silhouette and some maps so it's actually controllable. And why is this affecting the strays of you? But yeah, unless someone made a way to, like, you know, create stable curves to take to Maya, then this would be an incredibly unfriendly method. That would just make you wish that you never did this. That needs to be rebuilt. Curves. So let's just rebuild. Is there a way to say it to add curve, add CVs? No, I guess not. Okay, so we're just gonna go 16. Should be enough on you. Yeah, that was enough. It's weird how it's doing that straight line, but okay. Why is it ignoring that? Very weird. Oh yeah, it definitely wouldn't hold up when things move. Yeah, fuck doing this in the pipeline. I just enjoy to fuck about in personal projects, basically. I feel like I need less of these strays for the general outlines. Like, they're nice to have, but the amount is too much. So if we... which one's the general outlines? I think it's this one. Yep, that's the one. So that's my strays. That's half the amount of strays. Let's go even half of that, so a quarter of the original amount. There we go. Kill the render and quickly fix this because that makes very little sense. Outliner. There it is. It's weird how some curves get followed so faithfully and others just don't. If you're wondering why I've got no strays in the viewport but strays in the render, that's just because I've got oh, I need to turn off preserve length. It's because I've got 10 times render density on this. Alright, so we need to get some for the neck, some for the back of the head. Alright, see you, Alan. Enjoy the rest of your night. Let's just quickly get a few different areas. I just need to figure out what like kind of surface I want the skin to be. Like, do I want it to feel spongy or do I want it to feel like something else? The surface of the eye looks so piss poor. That's starting to get better. So, next bit, let's do the lines down the neck because that's a quick win. So the fastest way to do new lines is to use the CV curve tool. So let's just create a CV curve tool, but on a like actual reference mesh, like this one. So if I just go like that, and then let's just add you, and then grab you into there, we got an outline. And I guess we can just move it along the surface for now. Okay, let's turn off that. There we go, new line. So let's just see how well that worked. Yeah, it's a line. I just realised the colour of this jacket is different on the inside. Granted, the jacket's not even close to ready yet, but let's do the one on the nose, because Alan was right. That one's pretty important. So let's just create a new curve, curve tools, CV, and then the line goes from like here. I'm gonna assume this is a silhouette for the camera, and then it goes to the top like that. And let's just super quickly get all this pushed out. Yeah, Yeti's a pretty decent tool. I'm planning on making a course for it fairly soon. Because I'm using it at the moment to kind of like set up a general pipeline type thing. And it is quite a pleasant tool to work with. It's got its issues. It's definitely not a perfect tool, but it's good enough for like most cases. Cool. Drag you into there, and then are you on the silhouette? The strays. So the bottom needs to come out a little bit more, doesn't that? So that was clipping. I've only ever known Action. Yeah, XGen is I do like XGen a lot, but it's definitely probably the worst tool in terms of punishing beginners for really minor offenses. Like it really makes people suffer for, you know, things that aren't really that wrong, which I don't like as a tool. There we go, that's better. so what other lines do we need on the head? We need the one for the back of the head. We need the 3 circles. Are we missing any other lines? The teeth. And, oh, this guy up here. Oh, and that is kind of got lost, so let's fix that. There's that. And then I guess we need to kind of continue this line here up to the jaw. And then let's duplicate that. Put it up here. And can we just rotate it into place? Oh mate, if we can just like put this where we need it like that, that'd be hilarious. I can just delete the CVs then. And that's close enough, so let's isolate this guy. Just delete all the CVs we don't want. We'll ignore the teeth for a little while. Getting there. Having to refresh my stream on the other screen. Right, there we go. So, the circles, the next one. So for now I'll just trace the existing circles. So let's just go in with a CV tool. There's the third one. I'll have to move that one down though. So let's just go create CV. Where are you? Capitals, CV tool. And let's just go. I might have to draw around it a few times for it to properly work, but if I overlap it slightly, then just duplicate that and modify center pivot. So those lines are definitely too thick. But it's something, it's in place. So the next one, I'm gonna grab that one again. And duplicate you. Let's just delete that for a moment. There we go. reaches the first hair, which this is already done. Which means, really, to get it to work properly, I'm going to need to move it back. Do you work as a groom artist or are you more general? So, professionally, I was a groom artist in NPC for 3 years. Since then, I've been more of a generalist. Currently, I work as a senior look dev artist, but look dev at Blizoo also means groom. And I'm basically the main guy for groom, because I'm the only one with, like, you know, past professional experience. At least out of the team I'm in. Where is... That is that curve, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So let's just go into that, delete you. Okay, then let's rebuild that. But yeah, I've been a groom artist for a while. I make quite a lot of tutorials. If you search this channel name, you'll find my website. You'll probably also find Flip Normals. I did an action tutorial for them. Let's rebuild this. Last 16 should be fine, I guess. 16 is actually still quite a lot. Oh, fuck off. Get that nice little wavy line. It does look quite funny in viewport. I do have to add a shader to this actually, and let's quickly 'cause it's very weird seeing it in. Let's go to you, and up here create a shader node, which I believe is that one. Yep. Cool. And let's just do a CRV. Oh no. Let's just put 0. There we go. Beautiful. I want a little bit more than that though. Let's do a curve along strand U, which is at position 0, it's 0 with interpolation of 1. And at position 1, it's a value of 0.3 with interpolation 1. That just gives a little gradient. Very subtle gradient, but that's all I want. Also helps me kind of debug which direction things are going, that sort of stuff. Is it possible to make it a flat shader? There we go, it feels a bit better. That angle feels so weird with the nose. Like, obviously all the ones that kind of sit around the model work, but, like, you know, so the ones on the lips kind of work from any angle. The one on the jaw and the ones on the ears work, but the ones like the nose, god, they don't. The eyes, you kind of get away with it in a few areas. Cool. So what's the next step? I really need to clean my outliner. Let's just quickly... No, where would I do that? Oh. I didn't realize it did that. That's weird. Group all of those. Kinda looks cool. So, it's almost 10 o'clock. What time did I start streaming? It says an hour ago. It wasn't actually an hour, was it? Right, so... yeah, I need to figure out what surfacing I want to do for this guy. Like, do I want to do, like, quote-unquote photoreal? I don't want to do photoreal, but, like, do I want to do that kind of hyper-real skin detail thing? Which I hate, but sometimes you just gotta do what you hate to kind of learn to accept it and all that sort of shit. That doesn't apply to people. Don't do people you hate. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of want to put like a really bright rim light behind his ear. In fact, what would that look like? Let's have a quick Arnold lights, area light. Let's put it on this side, because that's the one that's in shadow. Kinda like that. It's a very gentle effect. What if we add it to the other? Oh, I need to fix that curve. That's gonna really bug me. Is it possible that this issue is coming from... It could be coming from two places, I guess. It could be coming from the normalization of the curve. Let's try that. So let's go into... see if I can remember what it's actually called. If I rebuild that. Yeah, so not much happens when I rebuild it. Which is a sign it might be the other type of issue. So let's go into braid. Set you to a smaller value. Let's go 0.5. It's not doing anything. Yeah, so that's doing something. So why... okay, so it's definitely working, so why is that not... why is that not adding more steps? So that should be double the amount of CVs, but all it's doing is stretching it more. And more CVs are fine, but like, this is weird. There are CVs here. Yeah, it's just ignoring these two CVs in the middle. If I do that, yeah, that's so weird, what the fuck? Yeah, it's doing it again. Very weird. That's looking better. Still not quite right on top of here though. That would be the reason. There we go. Yeah, so you're doing the same thing. I wonder what's causing that. To me, it feels like it'd be something like the parameterization of the curve. Basically, just like if the root is 0 and the tip is 1, sometimes you can get it so like halfway along doesn't actually think it's halfway along the curve. Like it thinks it's like 0.3 along the curve, which could cause this kind of issue. But I don't know how to store that attribute or like recalculate it. Rebuilding it in theory should do that, but apparently not. So I guess one other thing I do want to add is a very mild fuzz. So let's do a super quick pass of that. Yeti for fuzz. And then let's just go into the Yeti graph editor, import scatter grow. Can it not be referenced? File, reference editor. Oh wait, did it actually graph input objects? Yeah, it's that, right? So it doesn't detect referenced objects. That's fine. I can just grab you, file, import object from reference. And that's broken. Let's go try that again. Fuzz. No, that's not what I want. It's in ed group. Okay, so it's broken. So I guess let's just quickly delete that and reference it back in. Oh, it's in that thing again where I can't delete shit. Alright, so let's just alt save. I need to fix the shape of the eyes and that sort of stuff. Cool, so let's do a new scene. Yeah, sometimes you just need to close it, it's really weird. I guess while we're at it, let's quickly fix the roundness on this cheek. Just a bit too round. That might be enough. Literally, it's just a little bit too round. That's working. Is there anything else I want to change on here? Guess we can start adding like skin details and stuff in the next stream. Figure out how I want to detail it. I don't want to do like proper pores or anything, but I also don't want it to be like this spongy thing that it is now. It'd be nice to get like an actual feel of some kind of texture on there. As well as actual colour variation, that'd be good. Because like even if a character's a flat colour, you still need some kind of variation. It can come from anywhere, but you can't just leave it as is. It will not look good if you do that. Hell, even a tileable text should be better. Just quickly bring that in. I think it was around here, right? There. Cool. Let's just quickly export that. Yep. Export. And then just grab head object. Give that a moment, then I'll save and close this. We'll get into Maya, do our ender stream render. We can save over this. In fact, no, let's add, and it's only 60 megabytes. It's not the end of the world. Kill that. Get back into Maya. We can also kill Critter while we're at it. I guess while that renders, we can take a moment to kind of look at. There's two artists that come to mind that I could look at for inspiration, which are Pedro Conti and oh, why is his name escaping me? Victor Hugo Quirós? I'm useless with names, especially ones that aren't in the language I speak. But yeah, they're really, really inspirational artists, and they could be good kind of refer to. Right, so that needs to be deleted. You're still not deleting. Weird. Do I need to hide it? Well, that's kind of cool. File, import. No, not import. File, reference editor. Add reference. And let's go to client network, add an eddy. Exports head. I just need to throw the head material on there. Assign head map. Cool. And then let's see if fuzz will work now. Oh yeah, it's not going to. Can I delete it yet? No, I can't. Let's hide it. Wonder why that's booked out. Just let that start rendering, then I'll switch camera. And I'm late again. What's up? I see some sexy green render troubles. Green shader troubles. There's no green shaders. There we go, feels so much better on the cheek.
Our friend seems to be awakening.
Oh, you've lost your material again.
Where is this? Where am I?
Do not be alarmed, my friend. My man Ivan found you out on the cliff. Brought you here to be taken care of.
Well, thank God there's life on this island.
Oh yeah, it's just a mesh. Because this is a mini project, I'm not going to bother with retop or anything like that. The mini projects are more kind of experimentational. Is that a word? Experimentational? And more about experimentation, I guess. Right, so is there anything quick that I need to add on here? I'm missing a line on the neck. Other than that, I think I've got all the major lines now. Oh, I guess actually this line isn't quite where it needs to be yet, so let's adjust that. not keen on that. I need to rebuild this curve. Curves. Rebuild that boy. Bit better. Let's just close that gap a little bit. There we go, that's better. So I guess the last thing we need to do is it him? No. It's whatever that one is. Let's just center pivot, modify center pivot. Something. It's not perfect, the weight of these lines is completely off. But we've got all the lines in place for the head, I think. So something I want to super quickly test is if I replace the flat, like the AI flat material that's on the hair with an actual hair shader, but set it to full melanin, how would that look? So let's just do a super quick render that we let refine just a little bit. I always like to have Minotaurs visible too. I don't know why this is freaking out. Oh, Yeti might not be able to import the mesh because of the poly count. In which case we'll have to make a decimated version specifically for Yeti to kind of sit on. Which is fine. I mean, I can always do an auto remesh as well. Just like specifically for Yeti to sit on. I don't know if Yeti has a hard poly count. It'd be helpful to know if it does. Right, so that's refined enough. Let's store a snapshot. So view, store snapshot, and then let's just grab you and assign a new material. And let's assign a standard hair. So we obviously want to increase the roughness quite a bit. What happens if we oh, that's okay. That's kind of cool. It's obviously not what we want, but I just feel like having an actual hair shader will allow it to change with the light around it, and it will allow it to change within like real values, which could be kind of interesting. Like it should be subtle. This is too much, but you get the general idea, right? Like it subtly changes around the model. I don't know, do we prefer that or do we prefer... It's going to be a subtle change. Because, like, obviously everything feels very 3D except from these hair fibers, and the reason being is because they're flat shaded, but this adds to that kind of three-dimensionality. And I think that's worth doing. Again, it's only subtle, but it only needs to be subtle. Let's go to advanced. Yeah. the specular tint. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's a very subtle thing, I know, but to me that makes a difference. I think once I've got like a texture on the skin, like some kind of variation, this will start to feel a bit more complete. The eyes are still shit as well. I need to figure out a way to make the shader look good, because this just looks really, really bad. Hell, I think even if I added like some displacement to it to like break up reflections, make it feel less smooth. Let's quickly go into fur lines. Go into U and just quickly turn off the strays. Okay, I want the strays, but I just need there to be less of them still. It'd be nice if there's a way to kind of set what drives this percentage, like even if there's like a percentage of seed. Because I know you can make one with an expression in the multiplier, but I don't like the fact that like it doesn't allow you out of the box. That's a bit better. Yes, in the next stream, whenever that happens to be, we'll do the clothing. And I'll spend some time trying to get some kind of texture on the skin. Yeah, it seems like it's working. So let's just do that, and this is our end of stream render. So I'm just gonna increment save as well. Yeah, to me it makes a very mild difference, but I do like the change it makes. It just softens edges very, very slightly. Kind of gives a warmth to these ones on the silhouette, which I think is quite important personally. How did the last one look? Yeah, he's improved a lot in this stream. Let me get the old render up. It's nice to see the progress. Yeah, so I think obviously, like, we changed the colours. The change in the colours made a surprisingly big difference. But just kind of like the subtle things, like getting rid of this crease, I feel like it did quite a lot for the guy. And changing the lighting just slightly has helped too. So how am I going to do the skin texture? Alright, so I guess while this renders, just to give us kind of a talking point, I'm going to go into ArtStation. And if you guys haven't seen Victor Hugo, so Victor Hugo, Like, this guy's stuff is great. Someone who worked with him. Okay, I'll just... There he is. So let's have a quick look at this guy's stuff. So we could go down like this kind of route in terms of surfacing for the skin. So it's just kind of like a noisy breakup, like kind of goosebumps almost, which might be all it needs. I feel like this guy's a master of getting that kind of subtlety of skin shading. Like, there's just something that he manages to nail every time. Be like, maybe that goosebump approach he did could be helpful. God, that one's cool. I'm such a massive fangirl for this guy, it's hilarious. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think the closest match in his work to what might work for me is like this kind of skin, where it's semi-reflective, but most of it is kind of a goosebump kind of thing, to get some variation there, which we could do with a noise or a tileable map. The next guy is Pt.04. See what he's got. These two are basically my main inspiration for this kind of stylized work. Pt.04. This guy is like probably the most varied of all the artists who post stuff. In terms of like, the art style changes so much from piece to piece. The grooms are fucking gorgeous as well. There was the vampire thing. I wonder what that would... Can't remember what its skin texture was. It's kind of like a clay thing, right? Like a dried clay, yeah. I mean, we could go down that route, but I'm not sure. This is a bit too simplistic for what I think will work on my guy. Hey Grims, how you doing, man? You've joined at the very end of the stream, to be honest, mate. Oh, this kind of vertical lines thing could work quite well. Just got lines that stretch down the model. That could work fairly well for our guy. It'd be really easy to do as well, just a regular noise. Yeah, I think in terms of like skin rendering styles, the closest one by a mile is the one by Victor Hugo. Because my skin is feeling a bit dead at the moment, like it's missing a lot. And it just is plastic. I mean, it literally is, the shader's basically plastic. But once we kind of got that fixed, it should start to pull together a little bit. The colour's still not quite right, but it's better than it was. A lot better than it was. So I'm gonna save that, and that'll be the end of the stream, I guess. So let's just save this out. Desktop, and I'm just going to head. I'm gonna actually name these. 02. Cool. Right, well, that's it for the end of the stream. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna go play some Forza or something. But yeah, have a good night, and I should be streaming again, like, I don't know, either over the weekend or next Tuesday. It's probably the most likely time. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. If not, enjoy the rest of your weekend and all that jazz. And yeah, bye.